Most monsters in solo leveling just want to kill you, but he made the world's strongest hunters beg for mercy. Beru wasn't just a regular boss. He was the pinnacle of evolution, a machine designed for only one purpose: to erase humanity from the face of the earth. And yet, he became Sung Jinwoo's most fanatical servant. Why is the Ant King the shadow the architect feared the most? And how is it possible that this bloodthirsty monster became a fan of historical dramas? Today, we're uncovering the secrets of Beru. Welcome to Animix. To understand Beru's power, we have to go back to the moment the Queen Ant stopped creating workers and started designing a killer. Beru wasn't born by accident. He was nature's response to the threat of S-rank hunters. The Queen knew one thing: her current army wasn't enough. She needed someone who wasn't just stronger, but someone who could learn. And this is where Beru's most terrifying trait comes in: predation. Every hunter Beru devoured became a part of his strength. He didn't just kill them, he stole their skills, their mana, and their knowledge. That's why he was the first monster in history capable of speaking with a human voice, which at that moment sounded to the hunters on Jeju Island like a death sentence issued by God himself. When he finally stepped out of the shadows to face the world's elite, it quickly became clear that S-rank meant nothing in his presence. He didn't just hit them, he played with them. He tore through their armor like paper, and their most powerful techniques bounced off him without a trace. That was the moment the world of solo leveling realized humanity had just lost.
But the scariest thing about Beru wasn't his physical strength, it was his intelligence. Unlike other monsters, Beru understood hierarchy. He saw the fear in the hunter's eyes and fed on it. Remember the scene with Goto Ryuji, Japan's strongest hunter? The man who was supposed to be the savior of this mission looked like a complete amateur against Beru. That was the moment the author of Solo Leveling showed us the brutal truth. The S-ranks we had admired for dozens of chapters were just a warm-up for what was coming. Beru didn't just kill, he systematically destroyed hope. Every move was precise, every counter instantaneous. It wasn't a fight, it was an execution, broadcast live to the entire world. The viewers in front of their TVs and we, the readers, were asking ourselves only one question: is there anyone in this universe even capable of stopping this monster? And just then, as the hunter's blood soaked into the soil of Jeju Island and Beru prepared for the final blow, he appeared on the arena, not as a savior, but as the only predator who stood higher in the hierarchy than the Ant King. The fight with Beru was unlike anything Jinwoo had experienced before. It wasn't just a test of strength, it was a test of dominance. But the real shock came only after it was all over. When Jinwoo stood over the corpse of the Ant King, he didn't just see a dead monster. He saw potential that could take his army to a whole new level. There was just one problem. Beru's power was so immense that his soul refused to submit even after death. Do you remember that tension? The first extraction attempt, and failure. The second attempt, nothing again. The system warned that the energy was too strong to control. We saw Jinwoo, who rarely lost control of a situation, genuinely struggling against the monster's will. This wasn't a simple summoning of a servant. This was a battle between two monarchs for control over a soul that didn't know the word defeat. And then came the legendary "Okiro." It wasn't just a command, it was a verdict. At that moment, Beru ceased to be an enemy of humanity and became the first commander-grade shadow in Jinwoo's army. But what happened a second later shocked everyone. Beru, the being who a moment ago wanted to devour the whole world, fell to his knees and with terrifying, almost religious reverence, uttered the words, "My king." That was the moment the most iconic relationship in the entire series was born. But you know what's the best part about Beru? The fact that despite being a murderous monster, he became the most expressive shadow in the entire army. While Igris is a silent stoic and the definition of professionalism, Beru is pure emotional chaos.
His jealousy over Jinwoo's attention has become legendary. We've seen it many times. Those moments when Beru genuinely suffers because another shadow received praise are pure comedic gold that gave the series incredible charm. But hold on, because this is the best part. Beru became a fan of historical dramas. Yes, the same monster who ripped the heads off S-rank hunters now spends his time in front of the TV, absorbing human culture and learning how to be an even more distinguished servant. These are the details that make Beru more than just a combat unit. He has a soul, he has passions, and he has an incredible, almost fatherly protectiveness, which we see in the sequel, Solo Leveling Ragnarok. It's exactly this contrast between a ruthless killer and a loyal fanatic that made Beru dominate the popularity rankings. He doesn't serve Jinwoo because he has to, he serves him because he idolizes him. And although there are stronger units in the Shadow Army, it's Beru who became the heart and the most recognizable symbol of the Shadow Monarch's power.
Beru is undoubtedly the most colorful character in the entire Shadow Army, from a bloodthirsty monster on Jeju Island to a faithful servant who would give his life for his monarch. But is that enough to call him the best Shadow? Now, the ball is in your court. Team Beru or Team Igris? Let me know in the comments because this debate never ends. Thanks a lot for today. Every sub and thumbs up from you is a huge boost for me. Shout out to those 11 legends who are already on board. And if you want to know the story of the man who was the only one to challenge the monarchs to protect Jinwoo, then definitely stay tuned for the episode about his father. See you soon on Animix. Bye!